What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Broscast. I've calmed down my intro because last week I could hear like a slam for it when I was recording or when I was editing the video. I don't know what I did. I think I just like bumped the table.
Desk?
I don't know what I did, man. I get so excited
What's
on
going
Mondays.
on, everybody?
What's good? Yeah, but yeah, welcome to the episode, guys. Episode 86. My name is Harrison, and I'm joined by my brother Nick, as always.
Everybody, what's today? Today is August 9th. Man, we're in it.
We're flying through, man.
We're in the thick of it right now.
Flying through the year. It's crazy.
For anyone watching live, I'm in a new location.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Yeah, so I moved over the weekend. I guess officially moved into our new apartment on Sunday, and then I spent the entire day today just unpacking stuff, getting everything kind of organized and displayed, and put together some stuff, put together desks and shelves, and all the stuff you do when you unpack. But yeah, we're really happy. Like it feels nice and spacious. We have so it's a 2-bedroom apartment. One is obviously our bedroom. The other one is kind of, as you can see, it's kind of an office, kind of chill space. We're getting a pull-out couch where this little love seat is going to be on Wednesday. So we're going to have a bed that pulls out, and then we just got a new couch today, and that can fit a lot of people on it. So we're excited. We're excited to be in the city and kind of be in walking distance of places, kind of like how we were in DC.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty pumped.
Cool. Now, is your apartment is like a brand new apartment, or is it already kind of been established already?
It's a couple years old. I think it's like 3 or 4 years old, but it was. I think this used to be like a railroad stop. Okay. And then they transitioned it to an apartment building. So
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, as someone who's has moved and helped people move here in the last 7 years. Moving sucks. It definitely sucks. It sucks packing. It sucks, especially lifting all the heavy furniture and stuff. But getting to a new place is fun in a weird way of describing if you've never moved before. It's just fun being in a new area and like visually thinking like, okay, I want this to be here. I want this to be here. Mm-hmm. And then, kind of playing Tetris with your stuff. So
and we kind of had it, like, speaking of playing Tetris with our stuff, we kind of had a little problem where we asked, our like apartment people for the dimensions of the living room.
Yeah.
And we used those dimensions to buy a couch.
Okay.
And it was going to fit perfectly. It's kind of like it's an L couch. So it has like the 3 seats, and then it has like a chase that goes out. Okay. On the side. So it would have fit so perfectly, but it turns out the dimensions they gave were backwards.
Oh.
So ideally we like, and one wall is longer than the other. So we had to put it, or I guess we were planning to put it on the longer wall, but because they were switched, if we would have put it on the wall that was longer, it would have gotten in the way of the actual balcony door.
Oh, gotcha.
So we had to just put it in the same place that we were going to put it, and it just sticks out a little bit, like sticks out from the wall. And it's fine. Like there's plenty of room to like walk around from this bedroom to the living room, and it's really not a big deal. But that was one thing we got there, and we were like, wait, this wall is like really small. Like way smaller than we thought.
That sucks.
So yeah, that's the only problem.
The couch you got, is it broken into pieces so you can like move it around, or is it just one like long like connected couch?
So it's broken into 2 pieces. One of the pieces is like the traditional 3-piece couch, and then the other one is the actual chase that goes out.
Gotcha. Yeah, we bought a couch like 3 years ago. And it's great. Like it's super comfy. Like it's probably one of the best couches I've ever like fallen asleep on. But like it's broken up into like every seat is a piece. So it's great if you want to kind of rearrange and make your own setup. But like when you try to do that, like you have, because you can make like a little love seat if you want, but then you have 3 pieces that don't have a side to it. So then it's like you can't really do anything with it. And it also comes like an ottoman too. So like it's weird, and like the way our basement is set up, like it's got that random like kind of supporting pole in the middle. So it's weird to, it's hard to like kind of go get around that. Like I wish, like, I mean, obviously like my office is in the basement. If this wasn't here, you know, it wouldn't be a problem. We could, you know, we have more space, but yeah, it being that kind of couch, it's sometimes it could be kind of not frustrating, but just inconvenient sometimes when you're trying to rearrange and, you know, do something different.
Yeah, because yours is a big couch, and it's pretty deep too, right?
Yeah.
Like and that's, I love those couches, and that's kind of similar to one we got. It's like really deep, so you could, if you were laying down, you could fit two people kind of right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, couches, man, they're hard to move. Like,
yeah,
even helping the movers today, because we got it delivered from Ashley Furniture. Even just helping them, I was like, man, I am dreading moving this couch when we inevitably move out.
Yeah, and also, did you buy the couch like straight up, or did you finance it or anything like that?
We financed half of it.
Okay.
And I think we made a mistake because we might have accidentally gotten an Ashley credit card.
What?
Because it was called like, our money or something. And they're like, okay, you can just finance it. And we set up an account on credit, and you can just pay it off whenever you want. You can pay it off as soon as you want, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she started talking about me getting a card in the mail. And I was like, wait, why am I getting a card? Like, I didn't think this was a credit card. And she's like, no, it's not. It's a line of credit. So then we had to research, okay, what's the difference between a line of credit and a credit card? And I think I think there is a substantial difference where it's not a credit card, but you can still borrow money off of that line of credit up to $10,000, at least in our case. But it's like, I wouldn't borrow any money. I just want to pay off.
Yeah,
the couch.
That's weird. That's weird. It seems like one of those, like, well, not scams, but like, you know.
And like, I guess one of the reasons why we did it is because it gave us like 20% off of the couch.
Right. Yeah. That's
like,
how they get you. That's how they get you.
It's like, man, that sounds
well.
fantastic.
Like we when we bought our couch, I think it was like a $1,200 couch, and we financed it at first. We went to like I think Aaron's or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't know what kind of down payment we put on there, but I did the math, and over like a 3-year period with interest and all that stuff, it would have been a $3,000 couch. And I was like, hell no. So I just went to Aaron's and was like, I just gave I gave my card, and they were like, what's this? And I was like, I'm going to pay this off. And they're like, are you serious? Like, do people not pay off like stuff like this here? And he's like, no, not really. And I was like, well, can you take $1,000 out of my account, please? I don't want to spend $3,000 for this couch. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I mean, ours doesn't have interest.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have a car. Like, I don't want to have a line of credit hanging over my head. I just want to get it paid off. So it's weird. Yeah. It's probably one of those too good to be true scenarios, but
yeah. Well, I mean, you got 20% off. So
yeah. We got 20% off.
And if it's no interest, then I mean, I guess, you know, it doesn't hurt, right? I mean,
yeah, as long as it doesn't like hit your credit.
Yeah.
You know, your credit score, then I should be fine. But yeah, that's been my week essentially, is moving and getting all that done. But yeah. We're rolling now. How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. It's kind of same old. Like I swear, like after Monday, like after the podcast and like getting it edited, like I wake up and it's Friday, which is great.
That's awesome. I mean, it sounds awesome.
Yeah. So that's great. Today I had to go to a dentist appointment to get my some sort of like procedure done where they go in and like clean like your teeth real good and like your gums and stuff. So I got to start flossing more. But other than that, I mean, it's great.
Did they ask you like when the last time you flossed was?
No, I mean, like I've been a lot better with flossing and stuff, but it's just they had to go in and clean some stuff up. But yeah, so like half my face was completely numb for like 3 hours. So I was like, couldn't really drink anything because it was like trying to fall out of my mouth. So
Yeah.
Finally it cleared up. Cause I was like, I don't know if I should text Nick and be like, hey, chance I might not be able to do the podcast, but early last week, I got the same thing done on the right side. So it usually lasts about 3 hours.
So they can only do one side at a time.
I think that's the way they like to do it. I think, I don't know. I guess I could have, but I mean, it wouldn't really matter to me. I don't really care. They go in and give you Novocaine and then, or some type of Novocaine and then go in and clean. But it's a weird feeling. Like they put like some sort of like hypersonic thing in there and it like just cleans off your teeth. So like, it doesn't hurt, but you can hear like the ringing in your head.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just a pretty normal week. I made my own batch of beer. And I meant to try it last week, but we didn't get around to it. Mainly because it's a lager. It's like an Oktoberfest.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a heavier beer, but I've got like 12 of them we need to try.
Was this an intentional heavy beer, or was this?
Well, that Brittany bought me like the Mr. Beer like beer kit thing for Father's Day, and I made that was the first batch I made. And it comes with, it was like a craft beer set, so it came with that, and I think it came with like something else. I can't quite remember what it was, but
pale ale or something.
Yeah, and you can get pilsners and IPAs and a bunch of other stuff, and it's pretty easy process. So.
Yeah, how long did it take overall?
It takes about a month. It takes about 2 weeks for it to sit in the barrel, and then it takes, after that, you move it to the bottles and you add your little carbonation tablets, and you let that sit for 2 weeks, and then you got to let it. After that, you got to let it get cold or whatever for like a day or two.
Right.
So we'll probably try it like sometime this week.
Okay, so you haven't tried it yet?
No, we haven't tried it yet. Yeah,
okay.
We were going to try it on Friday, and then me and Kellen started playing Captain Toad for like 2 hours, and then by the time that was over, it was already like 9:30. So I was like, let's just crack some Millers, call it a night. Crack some Milli Vanillis.
Well, speaking of Captain Toad,
yeah,
should we talk about the games we've been playing?
Let's do it.
All right.
You want to just jump into Death's Door?
Yeah, let's address the elephant in the room here.
So if you guys didn't watch it, I streamed Death's Door the other night. I had a bad time with it, to be honest. Up until that point, the game, again, we've addressed this before. Like a lot of other podcasters and video game journalists and stuff have compared this game a lot to Dark Souls, and I don't see it. And I think Nick, you're pretty much in agreement with me. We kind of don't see the comparison, other than the fact that you're collecting souls to upgrade.
That's really it.
And that's really it. I mean, they have like shortcuts that you unlock, but I mean, so many games do that now that it's hard to just say it's a Souls like. Death means nothing in this game, because I mean, like most of the time, boss fights are right there, and you're unlocking like shortcuts. You don't lose experience when you die, your souls, you don't lose anything like that. So yeah, but anyways, I was streaming and I got to this one boss fight.
Betty is the boss.
Betty, if you know, I'm not gonna like give too much away about it, but yeah, it's kind of a bullshit boss fight, and I don't like, looking back at it, I don't know if it was necessarily bullshit. I just think it, because I hadn't like upgraded any of my vitality or anything like that. I had upgraded like my damage and my movement and stuff, but as far as like my health, I had not touched. And you unlock that stuff by finding shrines, and it's kind of like Zelda with their heart piece. You unlock 4. After you discover 4, you get an extra boost of health. I had done that, and I don't know, man. Yeah. I probably died like 50 times to this friggin' thing, and yeah, I decided like it left a really bad taste in my mouth, just because like the game was kind of challenging up to this point, but it just took like a really hard, like the difficulty just super spiked at this one boss fight. So like that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, just because like I hadn't really experienced anything like this up until this point. So that's why I was so frustrated. And Yeah, I said some things, and Nick, you were kind of upset just because you love the game and you'd already finished it by this point.
Yeah.
But after that boss fight, and I calmed down and I continued to play it. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be on my top 10 list. Just going back, and I think it has probably one of the best like post game content around.
Yes.
For what it is. I mean, I think all in all, it took me 10 hours to do everything. But yeah, it's other than that boss fight, and I think looking back, and if I was to replay it, I don't think it would be nearly as bad. But
because you got it down.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't take very long to get down, but I was just so frustrated at that point. So if you're going to dive into this game without knowing anything about it, just know that there is a boss fight that is going to be a lot harder than the other two.
And
definitely upgrade your vitality if you can.
Yeah. So I hadn't done that at that point, but I think I had more damage upgraded than you, because it seemed like it just took you a lot longer to actually dwindle down the health of the boss.
Yeah. And at that point as well, I hadn't really messed with like the well things you like drop down into and like discover like the little the orbs and stuff you find. But yeah,
that was a really tough boss, and I think you got it at the end, but it's all about like once that boss does that roll, or it does like that series of 3 rolls in a row, you have to hit it every time.
Yeah.
Like every time it does that roll, and then just quickly dodge out of the way. And I think that's key, because otherwise you just kind of get stuck and you're kind of waiting around. I was literally cheering you on. Like me and like Alicia was even watching.
Oh God, no! I feel embarrassed now.
No, she. Yeah,
I'm sure she's heard your raginess at especially that Mario level.
That, and so your experience with this game reminds me of Blue Fire a lot. Okay. And this is a game I played earlier this year, but it had a boss that was like so bullshitty.
I almost picked up Blue Fire the other day because I saw it on sale. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this right now.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
I would recommend playing it on PS4 or Xbox, but yeah, I just had one of those moments where I was like, man, this game sucks. and then I beat the boss. I was like, okay, this is a pretty good game. It's really good.
That's Brittany's like, whenever you get mad at games, like you just don't get mad. Like you talk shit about them and you like address their flaws and like their mechanics and stuff. I'm like, I was like, I'm not mad because like it's hard. I'm mad because this mechanic is bad, or like you're like I kept saying in the stream, like what did I keep saying about like your room for error was so little that like you just didn't have enough time to do anything.
Yeah.
And that's why I was getting so frustrated, because like like you said, like I felt like it took forever for me to like get him down and eventually get that last attack. But I will say, getting the upgraded hook shot where you're able to like do damage while you're hooking to them was probably one of the best upgrades like in a game period, because after I got that, like I just annihilated like any boss pretty much.
I never used it when I got it.
Really?
I kind of forgot.
That's the only magic spell I used after that, or the only upgrade I used after that, pretty much.
I used the upgraded fire because that did continuous damage once you hit him.
Yeah.
That was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. Okay. Death's Door. Okay. This is Death's Door we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It like the weapons and the upgrades that you get throughout this game are so like each of them are paramount in their own way. Like,
yeah. And I guess for those who like haven't played or seen it, it's isometric, very, very in the style of like kind of like Zelda, I guess. You're moving through these set environments, and you're creating shortcuts for yourself along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like Zelda and Metroidvania style games. Once you unlock certain abilities, you can go back to previous levels and blast away like crumbling rock or whatever, and stuff like that, using your hook shot to go across certain areas. But yeah, it's $20 too. It's such an incredible value for what you get. I mean, it's like I said, it's $10, or excuse me, it's about 10 hours, and that was with the post game content. which is incredible, by the way. It's got some really, really
Yeah,
cool
it's really fun.
post content stuff. I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, it's very cool. It's a very cool game.
And this is spoiler free, but like even the part where like you have to traverse the world without using the doors themselves.
Oh yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm not even mad. I just like going through this world. So
yeah, and it's kind of funny too. Like it's got like a very funny sense of humor to this game, even though it's like about, you know, death in this world. Like the world you go into hasn't experienced death for a long time, and you play as like a crow, and you're like a reaper.
Yeah,
and just the whole game is funny. Like you come across, I'm not gonna never mind, I'm not gonna say anything, but just the characters you meet in the game are fun, and charismatic and just funny. They have funny dialogue too, so it's so fun.
I keep seeing that the screenshot of the witch when you first enter her, like I guess her dungeon. She's like, "You little shit." It's like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. I really hope that like they do some DLC to this, or they do a sequel.
Mhm.
You know, not every game needs a sequel, but this game is amazing, and I want to be more into this world.
Yeah.
So whether that's through like DLC or a proper sequel at some point, and it kind of came out of nowhere too. Like I hadn't seen anything about it, and I saw
it's not my radar at all.
I saw people kind of getting buzzed over it, and I actually went to go buy it on the store, and it is like, you already own this game, so I was like, okay, cool.
It's like Christmas morning.
Yeah, downloaded and played it. So yeah, I highly recommend. Again, if you heard other people say it's like Dark Souls, it's absolutely not. I did mention that difficulty spike, towards kind of the latter half of the game. But even like the boss fights prior, like post that, are even as bad. So it's just got that weird little moment in there, but
and that's really if you haven't upgraded your health.
Yeah.
Which you can't, like, even if you looked up a guide just to get your health up to 5 hits, I think that would be pretty significantly better than 4.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great game. Great game.
Yeah. Harrison, any final thoughts on Death's Door, which is only available on PC and Xbox, I believe?
No, and it's one of those worlds too where you do a lot of backtracking to finish up like the post content stuff, and like every area is very cool. I had no problem going back to any of those areas to collect items and stuff like that. Like it was just a fun world to be in, and it's fast. Like it's a fast paced kind of world, running around. Like, I mean, I just pretty much rolled like 90% of the time to get around, but it's a great place to be in. Man. It's fun.
I'm considering going for all achievements.
I'm thinking about it too, man, to be honest.
Essentially to get it, you have to play through the game using an umbrella as a weapon, and it's one of the 5 weapons in the game, but it has like half of the attack power of your starting weapon. So it's essentially just playing on a harder difficulty.
Yeah, because there's no like difficulties or anything.
Yeah. But thinking about playing through some of these waves and playing through some of those bosses.
Yeah. It's gonna be challenging.
Yeah. But that's all I've been playing this week.
Yeah, I figured you hadn't played a lot.
Yeah.
With the move and stuff like that. Let me just briefly hop into Zelda real quick, and then I'll move on to Captain Toad. Yeah. Zelda, I'm almost done. I've done all like the back half dungeons. I just got done doing the time level with the ship.
Okay. That was a dungeon, right?
What an awesome dungeon. Like fight, like the boss fight was so much different than all the other ones. Like it's, I don't want to spoil anything, but like you it's not a typical like Zelda boss fight. Like you have to like pretty much run through the area again, but dodging the monster that's attacking you.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that whole level was pretty awesome. And like leading up to that point, because you have to, with light spoilers, but you have to find a ship, and it's invisible. So like I kept using the dousing ability, and I kept like coming across it. And I was like, what the heck? Like it keeps making me go in circles, and then but I misread the text where you have to like attack it. So once I did that, I was like, oh my gosh. But that whole level was incredible. Yeah, I mean, all the dungeons in this game are pretty memorable, I think. Like especially like kind of the latter half, I think.
They've
cool.
been. Have you done the Elden Volcano second dungeon?
Yeah, where you get like the upgraded claws. That's a pretty cool spot too. Like that, cool. I was wondering because I'd already got everything, in the game, like as far as like weapon wise goes.
Yeah.
So, in the wheel, so I was like, what else could they introduce? Because I know there's at least one more dungeon, and then they did that, and I was like, that's like the whole like mechanic cool. Of it's super cool.
Just like a late game kind of completely different mechanic. That was
I don't want to talk any spoilers because it's a cool thing, but there is a bow and arrow in the game. Surprise, surprise. That thing is OP, dude. I use that all the time.
That thing can one shot a lot of enemies.
All the like the bobblikins and most enemies can be one shot with that thing. So that was awesome getting that and just using that to pick enemies off. Because like I mentioned before, like the combat itself, outside of like bosses, because I think the bosses do interesting stuff with the motion controls or with the sword mechanic, whatever. I think that's cool. But like the regular enemies, I can kind of take it or leave it.
Kind of just slash away at them.
So being able to have that bow and arrow to just destroy them was awesome and is awesome. Yeah. So I'm very close to the end. I think I've gotten everything. I've got the sword fully upgraded.
Okay. Have you done any more dungeons after the 6th?
I have not.
Okay. You're probably like 3 hours out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm right at 22 hours, I think, 23 hours.
Okay. Oh, so, maybe a little bit more then, because you do have to go back.
Go back where?
Again, to all 3.
Do you really? Oh my god. What is that not what I did when I got like the Den's fire and
Have you done anything with the song?
Yeah, and like go into like the spirit world?
No, like I know you have to go into the spirit world on all pieces of the map.
Yeah.
But there's another thing you have to do.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same thing on each one. It kind of varies per area, but you do have to go back to all 3 again.
Okay. I mean, I like it a lot, man. Like I have no problem going to these places because like every time I go, like I'm like, okay, I need, you get like the dowsing, like, and I felt like they were kind of late, but like the dowsing stuff you get, like where you can find like the goddess cubes and treasure.
Yeah, they came super late.
Yeah, I was like, did I miss something? Like, did I not talk to somebody in time or something? Because like I just unlocked like the goddess cube stuff. Like not too long ago, but either way, like I've been just every time I go into those areas, I'll pull up my dowsing and I'll see a couple of goddess cubes and go, like, it's fun, man. I really, really want to go back and play Wind Waker and Twilight Princess and just compare it because I really like this game. Like and I did not think I would like it this much. And with the caveat of the weird motion or the weird button controls and stuff, it's just a great place it's just a great world to be in. Like I really dig it.
Now, are you playing mostly in button controls?
I tried motion one time and I just was.
You don't like it?
I did not like it, but I mean, most of the time I've been playing in handheld. I did play a lot on Sunday. I played about 5 hours on Sunday on the TV because Kellen fell asleep and I was like, okay, it's all the time. I don't know. I mean, I might have played more in motion if I had like a Switch like in my office.
Yeah.
But just because I was laying on the couch, I just stuck with the button controls. But even Kellen's like he's like he hasn't played any, but he's watched a lot of me play, and he likes fight or like watch me fight like the bosses and stuff. But yeah, Zelda, man, it's good. It's good.
It makes me really excited for next year because like I have a feeling that Breath of the Wild 2 isn't the only Zelda thing that we're gonna get, whether that's a port or a remake of one of the 2D games. Like
I would love to
I
see
feel like
a,
we'll
a
see more.
remake of a 2D game, to be honest. I'm like, if they're not
I
going to
want
give
to see
us,
Oracle
yeah,
games. Yeah.
yeah, I think so. That would be good. I played those not too long ago. Like I played about maybe 3 or 4 years ago,
Mhm.
on the 3DS. Yeah, those games are great, absolutely great. I would love to see like with Oracle the Agent Seasons, obviously, and then Minish Cap, because Minish Cap's like I think the only 2D Zelda game I haven't played.
That's a good one.
Aside from like, I mean, I haven't played through the original Zelda all the way, which I guess probably should.
Yeah.
It's hard to go back to that. I played a little bit, and when I get my my collector's Game and Watch one, I'll go through it.
Do you have it pre-ordered?
I do, yeah.
Wow. True Zelda fan.
Yeah, I was in Best Buy today, just just perusing around, see if I could find the amiibo, and I saw like one Mario Game and Watch. I was like,
Like, do you need this?
I don't need it, but I don't know.
You didn't get it?
I didn't get it. I might
Yeah, good
end
for
up
you.
picking it. I see it all the time. I'm like, I don't know. Mario's got a special place in my heart here recently with Kellen loving it so much. He even busted out like his 2DS today because he was watching someone play
3D Land.
3D Land, and he was like, I want to play that, and I was like, you got that? He's like, where's my game? I was like, it's right here. But yeah, Zelda Skyward Sword, it's awesome. It's pretty good.
It is. Yeah, it is great. If you're worried about the motion controls, don't be. The button controls are serviceable.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
They
Last game I've been playing is Captain Toad. I have had the Captain Toad demo downloaded for about a year now, and Kellen has played that thing to death. And then he finally was like, I want Captain Toad.
Did he know like the difference between a demo and a full game?
I think so, and I think because he watches a lot of like people play games on YouTube, he's seen the game in action.
Okay.
So that's why he wanted it. And then like plus like just the Captain Toad levels in 3D World are incredible. They're like some of the better. That game is already really great, but like they're like some of my favorite parts of that game.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have never played Captain Toad. I think you let me borrow it at one point for the Wii U, but I never played it. And I never played it on Wii U. So this is like my first go around for it. And they had it on sale at Walmart for $30. So I tried to go Walmart and they didn't have it. But Kellen really wanted it that day because I promised it for Friday. And then because did he go with me? Yeah, he went with me. So I had to get it. So I went to GameStop and ended up getting it used for like 36 or 37 bucks.
Okay.
Which came out to be 40. And in hindsight, I should have just got it on the shop.
Because it's 40 on the shop, right?
It's 40 on the shop. And I'm getting to the point where Kellen's playing so many different games that I'm constantly having to switch out the cartridges because he plays a lot of 3D. 3D World is on the Switch, but All Stars I've got cartridge, so I'm just constantly switching out stuff. So I don't know what I'm gonna do because like especially with me getting a new Switch here in October, I'm gonna have to figure out the way that's gonna work as far as getting my stuff transferred over to I know there's a way to do it, but I'm gonna have to research it to get like my Switch set up as like the home console, whatever. And then get everything over to mine. But then I hope his stuff saves on. I think it will, but
it will.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it'll be the same as having a Switch and a Switch Lite, but
it should. Yeah.
You can have both. And I think they can operate simultaneously with different games, of course, but
yeah, you can't play the same game, which is totally fine. Yeah. Because we don't, I mean, if he's playing Mario, I'll play something else.
Yeah. But you can download the most recent saves on your new Switch, and then you can let him do his thing on your old Switch, and then he can just keep going down that path and not download any new save data, and you can do the same. So you can kind of operate separately from there. But it's just like once you get both of them, you just need to download everything onto yours, and then you'll be good.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. But Captain Toad, like it's a lot of fun, man. Like I just like we've beaten the first 2 episodes for reference, and we're on the 3rd. But we every level, we collect all the gems. We obviously get the star to finish it, and then we go back and do like the 3rd objective.
Yeah,
and they're all pretty different. Like it's get the 1-up mushroom, or get the golden mushroom, or go through it without getting hurt at all, which is for those I'm like, hard. All right, let me switch it over to single player. I'm gonna roll with this real quick, and then we'll go back to co-op. I don't know if the Wii U version had co-op, but the Switch version has like straight up co-op, like you both play your own Toad, which is really cool. And I did not know that when I got the game. And when we went to, because I thought like maybe it would be like most Nintendo first party games where like the second player is like the kid or whatever, quote unquote, and they have like slight controls, whether it's, the hat for Odyssey or like the collecting the star bits and Galaxy, something like that. But no, you're full on like co-op character. There is an option for that, which is nice because I have noticed. So with you both having your own Toad, you both have access to the camera. That's been a little frustrating.
Okay.
Just because, he plays on the Pro controller, and I've got the Joy-Con that I'm using. So like it's a little, with the Pro controller, you just use the right stick to control the camera. With the Joy-Con, you have to hold down like the left button or whatever, like the left, because I'm using like the one that with the Joy-Con, like the analog stick on the left side. I guess that one for reference, and then you have to hold down left on the little D-pad or whatever it is, and then you control the camera. So it's a little bit weird with that. So yeah, when we're like going through levels and like there's fireballs coming at us, and I'm like, dude, like let me have control of the camera, and then but he'll get mad at me sometimes because he's trying to find, because we're always just trying to find stuff.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's been such a blast, and we just discovered that there's like a hide and seek mode with the Pixel Toad. So like you'll go back to the level, and a Pixel Toad will be somewhere in the level. Sometimes he like he'll jump up and down, or he'll like do something, but most of the time he's just planted on the side of something. So you have to go through and find him, and then you just use the cursor, the motion control to find him and click on him, and then you're done with the level. You don't actually have to complete it, which is nice. So we've been doing that now. So there's so much,
all the things.
Yeah, there's so much to do with this game, and I love the fact that he's like a completionist. Like he wants to do everything. Like we cannot move on to another level without doing stuff and completing it.
He's got quite the career ahead of him.
He does.
He's gonna be a completionist.
Yeah, which is awesome. That's kind of how I play most of my games. Like I want to complete stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been. I've been sleeping on this game. Like I knew it was like a pretty solid game, but yeah, playing for the first time, like in proper, with the full game, it's been an awesome co-op experience.
Man, you make me want to pick it up again.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm done with it, you can. I'll let you borrow it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah, just wait. Next time I see you, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's something like you and Alicia would love to play, because like it's
simple. That's controls. Kind of a chill game.
Yeah, controls are super easy. Like, I mean, you could control most of the motion stuff if she can't do that. And that's usually what I do with Kellen. So yeah, it's a blast. It's a great co-op game for sure.
It sounds like it. And Alicia, she loved playing 3D World.
Yeah.
And this seems like an easier kind of version of that. So
yeah, definitely. It's very, very, very chill. Like the levels are like so varied. Like you have like first person levels and stuff, which is cool.
Oh yeah, the
minecart levels.
Yeah, the minecart.
And it's fun, like trying to figure out like where the gems are, and like it just adds like the level of not difficultiness, but just extra stuff to do. Because like other than that, like the game is pretty easy to fly through. I mean, you could probably get through like the first episode in like probably under an hour maybe under maybe 2 hours, just because like they're so easy to complete. But when you
Yeah.
go for the gyms and you go for the secret, because like when you first get into the episode, or when you first get into the level, it doesn't tell you what
What the secret objective is.
exactly, and that could be anything from killing all the Goombas or finding the golden mushroom or something like that. And it doesn't tell you until after you're done. Sometimes you can tell what it's going to be, just based off the level, but most of the time it's hard to tell what it is.
Yeah.
So it's fun, and like the levels last less than 2 minutes, so they're very quick. It's like 3D World, in that regards. Like you can beat a level super quick. So it's a great game. It's a great co-op game. I'm so glad. And like I said, I had no idea that it was co-op. So when we discovered it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's why I played for like 2 hours that first night. Because usually on Fridays it's Brittany and I's like, chill night or whatever. But he's like, he got mad because I was like, all right, buddy, I'm gonna go upstairs and hang out. And this is like right after he played the first level. He's like, no, you gotta play with me. And then like I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, I'm just gonna watch you. And then like we paused it, and there was like co-op, and then I was like, oh my gosh, it's like straight up co-op.
Man.
So yeah,
it's nice that Nintendo actually allows you to play like full stop with someone instead of having it be just kind of an afterthought.
Yeah,
kind of like you said, like the Galaxy Star Bits and the Odyssey had, like just let there be another Mario or something, like it would be so fun to have two Marios throwing hats around,
yeah,
having a good time. But
yeah, even like the Bowser's Fury, that co-op was weird. Like it was not that fun for the person
what
using.
was that co-op?
Well, it's where like the second person played as Bowser Jr. So you couldn't actually you couldn't collect stars. You could like defeat enemies and collect power-ups and stuff like that. So that was cool. But you were pretty limited. And I think like you said, just let there be another Mario on screen or something. Like who cares if it's canon? Or like Halo, like you got
like Halo.
You got 17 Master Chiefs running around. Who cares, man?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's co-op. So yeah, that's a great game. Yeah, I'm having a blast. We're almost. I don't know if there's any more episodes after 3. There is some DLC, so I'm curious if the Odyssey stuff is in there, and I'm thinking it is because it was like advertised with it. But I'll check out that DLC too once we're done, because I think it's
there
like
might be an
$6.
extra episode.
Maybe I think it is the DLC. So I don't know how many levels that's gonna be, but yeah, it's a great game. Great game.
I'm curious to hear, because like I've never really like thoroughly researched what that DLC, like that Odyssey DLC looks like. So yeah, check it out and let me know.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, that is Captain Toad. It's a great game, and it's $40. It's a $40 Nintendo game. $30 on Walmart if you can find it. I think it's $30 on Amazon. But like I said, Kellen,
he wanted it today.
I'll give him the extra $10. It's fine. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up games we've been playing.
Heck yeah.
Nick, before we jump into news, I'm gonna go refill my drink, and I'll be right back.
Me too. Be right back.
Little perfect pour.
I was just trying to get the perfect pour.
Little pee-pee.
Perfect. All right, you ready to jump into some news?
Let's do it. This is
one of my favorite times of the year. It's when Nintendo's quarter financials come out. So I got some good stuff for everybody.
Cool.
So the Nintendo Switch has now sold 89 million consoles life to date since it came out in March of 2017.
That's so crazy.
It's wild. And for comparison, and I'm looking at Nintendo's website right now, but the Wii U has sold 13.56 million copies. So you can see just how big of a success the Switch is compared to the Wii U. And then, of course, before the Wii U was the Wii, which sold 101.63 million units.
Wow.
So, Harrison, my question for you, do you think the Nintendo Switch is going to outsell the Wii by the end of its life cycle?
Oh, for sure. I think so. Yeah, I mean, especially with the OLED system coming out, I think a lot of people are probably going to pick that up. And a lot of people are probably going to double dip because I'm, I mean, it's hard to judge, but like someone like in my shoes where my son has completely taken over my Switch. Before he really got into it, well, I mean, he's been into it for a while, but especially like when Zelda came out, because like before I was like, I'll play a game here or there, but like Zelda, like I really want to play, and I probably would have finished it last week. If he doesn't play Switch. So someone like in my case, where I've got multiple kids, you need your own Switch, and I want something that's going to stay docked and stay like that all the time. And then even like Brittany's like, because Kayla's getting ready to turn 13 in
big 1-3.
Yeah, December. So we're talking phones or phone, whatever. But Brittany also said something about getting her own like main Switch, like which I'm like, I don't know if I want Switch. 3 dockable Switches in my house.
Does she want one? Is that something she's brought up?
I think she does, but also like I'm thinking about maybe just getting a Series S.
Because she can play Fortnite on that.
Because she doesn't play Nintendo games. Like she doesn't like, you know what I mean? Like she doesn't play Zelda. She doesn't play Mario really. She just plays Fortnite. So it's like,
and it's better. It's objectively better on the Series S than it is on the Switch.
Exactly. And, I'll get her Game Pass so she can play other games too if she wants to, and I'll have to worry about paying for them. So I feel like that would be the better investment. I haven't said that to Brittany, but like, I think it would be. Like, I just don't see a reason to spend $300 on a system that's going to play Fortnite
and play it in the same, like functional power as the Switch Lite does. Like
exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, that seems like a better idea to me. Can you transfer over your saves and progression?
Yeah. You'll just transfer your Epic account over, and it'll have your Fortnite stuff. So like, I mean, she's played some Minecraft. Like I bought her Minecraft, and she's played a lot of that. Other than that, like that's just kind of like what kids play, like they, nowadays. So, I just don't want to spend. Not that I don't want to spend $300 to get another Switch.
It's just too many Switches. Yeah, at this point,
like I don't need 4 Switches in the house. When everything's said and done. She had pointed something, or she had made a comment like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the OLED, and she's like, well, what are you gonna do with your Switch? And I was like, well, I'm just gonna leave it in the family room. She's like, so Kellen gets a Switch? I'm like, not technically, but I mean, this is where he Kellen owns the downstairs. Like we don't, unless he's sleeping, we don't watch TV down there. We don't do anything down there. Like we'll go there and sit with him, obviously, and watch TV with him. But like if we try to, like, there's so many times where I'm like, hey, let's have like a family movie night. He's like, no, I hate movies. YouTube.
I'm like, movies?
Yeah, he doesn't want to watch movies. Like I've tried to watch. We did watch what was that one movie that recently came out? Soul, the Pixar movie.
It's a good one.
Great movie. We did watch that together. But other than that, like I've tried watching so many different stuff. Whenever that Mario movie comes out, I'm excited for that because I know he'll love that.
He's gonna like that one.
Yeah, for sure. Because he's even watched like the weird like Mario, like the live action Mario show, whatever.
The movie, right?
No, I don't know what he's watched. It's like live action Mario, but it also turns into cartoon at some point. It's weird, dude. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, he watches some strange stuff sometimes.
I mean, kids will just watch anything.
Like he started watching like mods of like Mario, like 3D World, where like they'll have like a giant Goomba or a giant Koopa, he watches a bunch of stuff.
He's gonna be modding Mario in no time, just like you modded Halo 2.
Hey man, that's fun.
That's fun. That flying ghost was everything.
Or flying like the Pelican before you could actually fly one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's great. Big time.
You used the Splinter Cell as the game.
Yeah, it's
weird.
The gateway.
It was weird.
Harrison.
Yeah,
we're gonna play a little game here.
I'm digressing here. Move on. Yeah, keep moving on.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna name a game, and you're gonna tell me. And this is from Nintendo's website.
Okay.
I'm gonna name a Nintendo game, and you're gonna tell me how many million copies it has sold live to date.
Okay. I have not seen this, so okay, yes.
Okay. All right. Let me give you. I'm gonna start you off the curveball. Super Mario Party.
Probably like 13 or 14.
Pretty close.
Nice.
15.7.
Okay. That's pretty good.
That's
Okay.
good. That's good. Okay. A little bit harder. Ring Fit Adventure.
With the pandemic and all that good stuff, I'm gonna probably say 11 or 12.
11.26.
Dang.
Wow.
That thing, I think that did so beyond their expectations.
Oh my gosh. There's no way they could have.
And it's a great, like, it's a great exercise, like at home exercise. You know, you're not getting like weights, but you're getting a lot of aerobic and, you know, stuff like that. It's
keeping you active.
It actually is genuinely a great form of exercise.
Yeah. All right. Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Probably like 23, 24.
33.8.
33. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. And then lastly, let's do Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Question is, do you think it has sold more than Animal Crossing?
It has to have. What was Animal Crossing?
33.89.
So 38.
37.08.
Okay. So pretty close.
Pretty close. And just for reference,
good for Animal Crossing, by the way. I mean, that and I know we both kind of fell off hard with that thing, but
it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it definitely was. So yeah, good for Animal Crossing.
So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this is the highest selling game on the Switch at 37 million. I just wanted to quickly, for reference, go through. So the top selling game for the Wii U was Mario Kart 8, actually, at 8.45 million. So combined, it's about 45.
I mean, that's pretty. That's like what, a 75, 80% like install base.
Pretty high attachment rate.
Yeah.
For the
3DS, Wii U.
Yeah. It's, I mean, no, that was the only, like, people didn't have much to play, you know?
To be fair though, like the Wii U had a lot of stuff. Granted, it's all been ported to the Switch by now, but like, I mean, Pikmin
and Mario Kart 8,
Mario Kart 8,
World,
3D World,
Smash,
Xenoblade, right?
Splatoon, Super Mario Maker.
So I mean, it had a lot of stuff. It just was not I don't know. It was just, it felt cheap, I guess. Like the console itself. The console itself was cheap, and just I think the marketing was terrible for it. I remember even, I think you and I were watching it, and we're just like, is this an expansion to like the Wii? And then like they confirmed it, like you could see like in the video, like, oh no, it's actually like a longer system.
But that was like a breakdown that we had to watch after E3.
Yeah,
to actually see
bad. It was really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. I think it would be fun one night to stream is to download like the YouTube like videos of like older Nintendo E3 conferences and watching them.
Oh yeah,
that'd be a lot of fun.
And it'd be cool to see like what actually came to fruition, because I know with the Wii U reveal and like all of the games that were revealed with that, like a lot of them didn't actually happen. And of course that happens a lot with like every console reveal.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
Yeah, that would be fun to do. We should definitely try that out.
Yeah.
Question for the chat. Does anyone own a Wii U, or did anyone purchase or was interested in a Wii U at the time? Because like, I mean, it sold 13-14 million compared to the Switch, so it obviously didn't get the fanfare that the Switch did. But
yeah, I mean, I remember you that one time we were recording a couple of episodes of like for my YouTube channel playing Splatoon, and you brought it over to the old house, and I was hooked, dude. Like that was like Splatoon was so different, and just like a breath of fresh air. as far as like multiplayer games are concerned. Like it was so much different than anything else that had come before it.
Mhm.
That yeah, I mean that just sold me. Like I got that, and I think Zelda, and that was it. I didn't really get that many games for the Wii U, but like Splatoon
All you
was just,
needed.
it was absolutely worth it for me to pay $300 for it.
It was a great console. It wasn't marketed correctly at all. And
No, not at all.
yeah. But let's move on here. So Mario Golf Super Rush got an update. So we have what, Toadette as a playable character now.
Yep.
We have a new course that is New Donk City from Mario Odyssey, and then there's now a ranked mode that you can play.
And I have not checked this out personally.
Me neither.
I took a nap earlier after my dental stuff, and Kellen was actually playing Mario Golf.
It was?
Yeah. Well, I told him about the update. I was like, hey, there's like a Mario Odyssey level now. We got to check it out. And evidently he remembered me saying that. And I don't know how much he played. Like I just, when you're sleeping, you're kind of like, so I don't know how much he played, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I want to try it out. Like I think, like, I don't know. Mario Golf was okay. It need more stuff.
Let down.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if they continue updates like this, like they kind of usually do with their multiplayer stuff, I mean, it could turn into a really good game. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
it could.
Too little, too late. If it's been, I mean, it just came out in May or June, but if it's 3 or 4 months now, and they start adding all this great stuff, like
it's kind of too late for me. It's kind of the same situation for Mario Tennis Aces, where I purchased it and fell off like really, really hard. And then they started adding in like all these characters and stages. And I was like, I'm not really interested in this anymore. Like, it's cool that they're in.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're kind of right. It's like too little, too late at this point.
Yeah, but hey, glad they're at least updating it and keeping up with it and stuff. Yeah. So I'll check it out for sure. Probably sometime this week. I still got to go through the single player stuff.
And another thing that came out of the Q2 financial results for Nintendo is that this game is the second best selling in the Mario Golf series, and that's just after a couple of days of it being on sale, because the results ended at the end of June, and I can't remember when Mario Golf came out, but it was like June like 26th or something like that. So it's probably now the best selling in the franchise. So that's really cool.
I mean, I know like just kind of the buzz around, when that got announced and stuff, like a lot of people were hyped up for it. Like you and I, we're like, this looks cool.
Yeah.
And then what they showed was kind of all the game was.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and maybe the single player was a little bit more fleshed out and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. It could turn into a really good game. Like I've got it digitally, so I can't return it. So I'll check it out.
Can't return it.
I tried. I already told you that. I tried, but Nintendo has a no refund policy.
Yeah, it's the one problem with buying digital is there are no savings on your end, and there's no incentive outside of owning it digitally. Like you can't resell it or anything like that. So,
which Nintendo is like the only company that doesn't have a refund policy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sony's is kind of bad. I've never returned something on Xbox, but like I played last week. I tried streaming that Lost in Vivo game on stream or on Twitch, and like I couldn't hear the audio for whatever reason, and like I even like booted up another PC game and I could hear it just fine. So I returned it, and it was just like, hey, audio issues, and like within 24 hours I had my money back.
Oh wow!
So, I mean, and I know they have like, if you've played it for like less than 3 hours or something, that's just kind of an automatic refund. Granted, if it's an indie game, it's only 2 hours. Like, you're not gonna get a refund for that. But, I was like, I couldn't hear it. I even tried it off stream. Like, I was like, maybe it work, and it still didn't work. Like the audio would work at like the start screen, but once I got into the game, it wouldn't work. And honestly, graphics wise, it was pretty bad. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give up on this.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
All right, so Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is rumored to be revealed later this year.
Yeah. Which kind of like ties into there's like a pretty heavily rumored direct coming at like maybe late August, early September, which is not unheard of. I mean, we're there's going to be at least one more direct. They got to go over the rest of the stuff they got, whether it's more Pokemon stuff or they'll probably do some Metroid stuff, Metroid Dread, more gameplay stuff, details for that. So yeah, I mean this could possibly get announced there.
Yeah, I think it's
not going to come out this year, but it could be announced.
If it is getting announced, it'll probably get announced in a direct rather than like just a random tweet on a Friday or something like that.
Yeah.
I just don't know what else they would show at a direct, like whether they show just like more gameplay of Metroid Dread or more gameplay of WarioWare or Mario Party, or if they actually like announce like new games, like maybe like a 2D Zelda remake or something. Like I don't think they would, because they clearly said they aren't developing any other games for the anniversary. But yeah, I'm wondering what else they could show.
Let's pause right there. You said anniversary. Let's talk about it. I'm just kidding. No, I just like it's obviously they said no games specifically at the E3, and I don't think they're lying. I don't think they're trying to play us and say, we're going to wait for Skyward Sword to come out and then we're going to talk about this other stuff. Like, but there's no merch. There's nothing like that Mario got. And I would totally buy. I bought two. It's in the background here. I bought 2 shirts for Mario 35th anniversary. I would totally buy like a Zelda 35th. I would spend $25 to get a shirt, something. But like it still baffles me that they didn't even tweet out the birthday or nothing back in March. And I'm just going to stop right there and just leave that it is.
Keep the rumor mill at bay and just.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, every other YouTube video and you see, 35th anniversary incoming. It's like, no, like it's just clickbait at this point. Just please stop.
It is. And it's kind of like.
And that's what it's going to be. If the direct gets announced, and obviously me and you are going to be hyped up too. We're going to find something to get hyped up because it's another direct.
And we're going to talk about it.
And we're constantly disappointed. Yet Nintendo just, they do their thing. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't know what else they could do. Like maybe talk about Pokemon Pearl and
Diamond. Talk about those remakes.
Maybe the
Pokemon Legends.
The Pokemon Legends game? Or do you think that has like its own separate like Pokemon Direct?
I think we're due for some information on that. Because
it comes out in January, right?
Yeah. So there needs to be some sort of direct. Like if it's not dedicated to Pokemon, it needs to appear in some direct in some form, just so we can see the progress that it's made since it was announced, like back in February or whenever it was announced.
Or maybe like they'll show like a new trailer and then say there's a new direct coming.
Yeah.
In October or whatever. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I think they need to at least mention it.
Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, we don't know anything about it other than just that initial trailer. Do you plan on getting the new Pokemon, by the way? The Pearl game? I don't know. I kind of want it. I don't know.
I'll probably get it. I'll probably get Pearl since I got Diamond 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm still a little disappointed in the art style and just the graphics in general, because I feel like they could have done a lot more with it, but
$60, right?
Yeah, but I'm a sucker, so I'll probably get it.
I know you and I the last few years have been kind of down on Pokemon like games, but there's something about like those original ones, like the early 2000 ones, that just hit home more so than like the newer stuff, like Sword and Shield and
Yeah.
Sun and Moon for me. Like I liked that over the top. I know that the style is a little bit different with this one too, but yeah, they hit different, and maybe because they're just more nostalgic, and I grew up with that kind of stuff. Like we grew up with it, so like this Pokemon, you know, not necessarily mean something, but like we recognize them more so. Like you could show me a Gen 8 Pokemon, and I'm like, I've never seen that Pokemon before.
I remember like Diamond and Pearl was one of the last Pokemon games that you and I like kind of deliberated over who was going to get what version. Yeah. And then after that, I was like, oh, like which one are you getting? Because you were.
Yeah, because by the time I was in college, and then.
Yeah, you were out of the house at that point.
Yeah. So like there's been what? Red and blue,
silver,
gold and silver, ruby and sapphire,
then diamond and
pearl. And then what was after that? Black and white?
Yeah, black and white.
Okay, yeah, that's
2, XY.
That's kind of where I stopped, was black and white.
Yeah.
Now I've gone back and played those, but I didn't get them day one, I don't think. And I think that was because I was in college. I don't know.
I think I've gotten everyone day one, like all the obviously not like ultra whatever, but like I've gotten all the original ones day one and played through them at least. Yeah, like I love Pokemon. Like I'm not like a super fan or anything, but I'll get it day one and play through it. But that's really about it. Like I don't really go above and beyond that.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Once Kellen can read, I think like his opportunity to play these games is going to obviously increase like tenfold, because like even during like, you know, when we're playing Captain Toad, he's like, read it for me, you know, so he can understand, like, especially when we beat it and we have to do like the secret like objective or whatever, or the bonus objective. He's like, read it for me. So I think once he learns to read, that's when I want to go back and play like Zelda and stuff with him, but specifically Pokemon too, because I think those are
text heavy.
Yeah, they're very text heavy, but they're also like simple games in a way that, you know, I mean, I was 6 or 7 when I played my first Pokemon. You know, so exciting, man. It's exciting.
Yeah. Whether or not you still love it, it's still an opportunity for your son to get into it. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I think I've tried, like Haley's tried to play, but I don't know, man. Teenagers are different this go around. They're just obsessed with Fortnite.
Still Fortnite.
Still Fortnite. And it's just a place for her to kind of chill with her friends. So like I get that, you know, like, you know, hang out with your friends and stuff. Like she was talking to me about the other day about like they had like Ariana Grande, like, which is cool, like, which is like awesome to like watch like concerts in Fortnite and like jump around and stuff. They had like, and I watched like a couple of videos of it. It's like a giant Ariana Grande walking up these stairs. So it's cool, man. It's a game. It's a crazy game. I was even watching like Ninja play last week, and he hadn't played Fortnite in forever since he came back to Twitch. But yeah, it was fun watching him, because and she's like, "Oh, you're watching Ninja?" I'm like, I mean, he was
does she not like Ninja? Is there?
I don't know. Because he's good at, I don't know. Because she's like, I could beat Ninja.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, Kaylee, I could beat you without even building. Like, which Brittany was like, you need to like find a way to sneak into one of her matches and just obliterate her and her friends. I was like, especially on the Switch, like I was like almost a god at Fortnite, because like you're playing with a bunch of kids compared to like consoles and PC. Like you know, it's different. Like I was just, granted, like they incorporate bots a lot of those times in like those versions, but I feel like I was murdering.
They didn't incorporate bots at the beginning of it coming to Switch.
No.
It was only a few, maybe a year into it, maybe. That was fun playing on the Switch back.
Yeah, when I first played like Fortnite and stuff, like before they got super crazy into it, it was fun. And then I moved on to like PUBG and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this is a better.
This is more fun."
Yeah, more fun. Quickly here, Hellblade got optimized for the Series X and S. It's available free right now. If you haven't played Hellblade, it's on a Game Pass. It's an awesome game. It is. Who's the developer, Nick?
Ninja
Theory.
Ninja Theory.
Yeah, which they make a lot of great games. So yeah, it's free. I think it's on its four-year anniversary. Hellblade 2 is supposed to be coming out probably next year, I'd imagine. Which, after going through Hellblade, I'm super pumped for this game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to make note of that if someone hasn't played it yet. It has an X or an S. That it's absolutely worth it. It's a pretty short game too. It's like 6-7 hours.
Maybe even shorter.
Maybe shorter than that. It's I think it's a great representation of like mental health and
psychosis is what
psychosis. Psychosis, I should say. You're right.
Yeah. And obviously this is coming from two people who don't
have
psychosis, but
right,
based off of like what we've read and I guess things we've seen, like it's a pretty solid representation of it. And playing it with headphones, playing it without, like it's pretty immersive. And I would recommend playing it like with headphones, because you can kind of like hear voices like different voices whispering in your head, and it's pretty creepy. Like it was like
it's gorgeous too. It's a gorgeous game, even on like the original Xbox One. So I kind of want to just check it out and see what it looks like on the Series X.
Me too.
Because just because like I've mentioned this before, but like every time like a new little tile pops up underneath optimization for Series, I'm like, play this again. Quickly here, Dead Space obviously got announced back at EA's live event, but it's rumored to be set for a fall 2022 game, which is kind of what we speculated, right?
Yeah, it's pretty close. We said 2022, maybe early, but
yeah. So fall, October, Dead Space,
perfect. I'm willing to wait that long for Dead Space.
Yeah, it could come out in 2023, and I would still be interested. I'm okay with waiting for games. Like delays don't bother me. Like
we have plenty of games to play.
It's bummy that you have to wait for stuff like that. Like Horizon being speculated to being pushed to 2022. Obviously, it works out for me because we don't have PS5s, so it's like
not yet.
It's fine. It's not yet, right? Not yet. So it's fine. But did you buy a PS5?
No, I didn't.
I always
look.
Oh yeah. Always check out. But yeah, I'm totally fine with waiting until 2022 fall, October time. Go with it.
What's
so I want to add this here. So Pokemon Go. There's been a thing going around. So I guess let's backtrack here. So back when COVID first started, Niantic, the developers of Pokemon Go, they kind of made some, improvements to the game because of COVID. They reduced like the ability to swipe on a Pokestop, and I think like reduced the distance that you needed to be that by half.
Oh, like reduce the time to re-swipe and get
not the time, but like you didn't have to be so close to the Pokestop. You could be a lot. You could be a little bit farther away. Nice. They were trying to keep people separate. Obviously, with back last year with all that stuff going on, and it, that's kind of creeping back up today. But they made some changes to the game to make it easier for people to play that don't want to be around other people. They increase spawn rates and stuff like that. Even why I continue to play is because like I could open up the app and there'd be like 7 or 8 Pokemon that would spawn, and normally there'd be maybe one. But they have, because vaccinations have started, all this stuff, they have started to, I think they already did, they reverted those changes. So now it's back to the way it was previously before the pandemic. So people are very upset. There's a hashtag going around called Hear Us Niantic. That's been going around on Twitter and stuff like that. They did, and it's mostly the main kind of Pokemon Go content creators that have been very vocal about this stuff. And I guess they're speaking on behalf of the community, because I think most of them don't have disabilities and stuff like that. I'm sure some do, but most of the ones that I've seen that I've watched previously, they don't, but they're being they're being the voice of the community. So they're upset because obviously with specifically people with disabilities, they're in wheelchairs or they can't walk around that much. These improvements to the game have been beneficial to them, regardless of whether COVID has been going on or not. Like, it's just been a better improvement for the community,
to the game in general. Yeah.
And Pokemon Go last year has seen continued growth. Like, they haven't slowed down, especially with these improvements. So a lot of these Pokemon Go content creators and stuff like that have been threatening to quit the game or to stop buying, whatever coins to purchase stuff. And Niantic came out and I don't know the exact statement, but they basically said, hey, we hear you guys, but we've got to get back to the way the way that things were before. We want to promote, exercise and this and that, because that's what the game mainly is, going around, walking around, doing all that stuff. So people are still pissed. I mean, they because it doesn't, I've fallen off Pokemon Go. I really don't play it that much anymore. I may open it up like once a week just to see what else is out there. But to me, it's turned into like mainly a shiny hunt. Like, that's all it is for me. Yeah. I know people, still raid and do PvP and all that good stuff, but I don't do that stuff. So like, it's mainly just a shiny hunt. So I'll open it up and be like, oh, I know that's shiny, that has potential being shiny. I'll click on 3 or 4 Pokemon, and they're like, you know what, I'm okay. So I understand why people are upset, because like, reverting these changes, like, there's no really reason why they should do it, because like I know people want to get back to the way things were previous to COVID and move on, but like, it really benefited
everybody,
but it also really benefited your players with disabilities that really needed those changes, because there might be a Pokestop that's up a couple of flight of stairs you have to get to. They can't, not every place is, wheelchair accessible, or maybe they can't walk up those stairs. So like, why not just keep those changes?
And I'm assuming that Niantic is still making the same, if not more money than they were previously. So like,
they had one of their best years ever last year.
Yeah. And like, I get like they're trying to promote like healthy, active lifestyles, but like you said, like, not everyone has the ability to do that. So like, why limit it, Yeah.
And I've seen like a lot of people like going on Twitter and kind of like talking crap about these content creators and stuff. Like, it was the way we played previous, but like I said, they're they got millions of followers and stuff like that. So like, they're the voice of the people that aren't being heard. So I totally understand, and it's literally just code. Like, they could just change it back. So I don't know. Yeah. It's one of those things where like, I don't really play that much anymore, but like, I've played so much that I wanted to talk about it for a second, because it's important for people that specifically people with disabilities. Like, you could say, oh, I like being in my house and not having to go anywhere. Like, that's different. If that's your case, then I'm on Niantic's side. But the people that have the disabilities and can't walk around, they can't access these places that are near their house, that's whose side I'm on. So
yeah. And the best action to take in that scenario is just to make it universally accessible, even if there's like the side of people who just want to kind of take advantage of Niantic in that regard. But yeah, I think the right move is just to make it accessible for everybody and just keep it that way.
Yeah, and like the people like those people on social media, like they're Pokemon Go content creators, so like they're spending money.
Yeah.
Granted, it might be, people's money that sub to them or whatever it is, but like they're regardless, they're still spending money. So yeah, it's one of those like tricky situations. It's like as a company, you can't be, if you've got people that are forcing this, and threatening to quit, it's like, do you just let them go, or if it's something like financial wise, like it's not hurting them to have these changes continue to be implemented, because potentially you have these disability gamers are going to continue to spend money because they can actually play the game like they want to. So I don't know why they won't just continue doing what they've been doing the last year instead of reverting changes. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
and if you say it's because of you want people to walk around and be healthy, and just from what I've seen within like my surrounding area, everybody was in their cars driving around. So there's no healthy lifestyle aspect to it anymore. No. Not from like it was in the very beginning where you're walking around in parks and stuff. Now it's just people in their cars driving raid to raid and stuff like that. So there's no healthiness about that.
Which isn't what the game was intended to be for, but kind of devolved into that.
Yep. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention that. Just because I thought it was interesting with everything that's been going on with that. But even though I don't really play that much, but
it's still important. Yeah. It's important to a lot of people. And
I mean, that's like Last of Us, Naughty Dog saying, hey, we have like the best game for, disabilities and other, issues that people have. And then they're like, you got used to this for 7 months. We're going to take this back.
Yeah.
And see how you guys do. It's like, come on.
It's dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, that is going to wrap up the news. And and that's going to do the show. Nick, where can they follow us on Twitter?
They can follow us at Gaming WT Bros on Twitter. Tweet us any questions or DM us any questions that you have, and we'll answer them live on the show.
Yes.
And we frequently run polls or do tweets. So just follow us there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely follow us. Follow us on Twitch as well. That's twitch.tv/gaming with the Broscast. We have been streaming a lot more, a lot of variety of games. Nick's played some Doki Doki. We'll probably play some Dead Space maybe Wednesday.
I can't do Wednesday.
Okay, well, sometime
I could do Dead Space.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll stream some Dead Space 3 tomorrow since it's co-op, and we had a lot of fun playing that first hour last week. So yeah, definitely start streaming a lot more games. Maybe even streaming some Death's Door Umbrella Run. We'll see how that goes. I don't know, but yeah, just follow us on there, and then we may have a giveaway between here and now, but we're definitely going to do one for Metroid Dread coming out in October.
Yes.
So just follow us on the socials and
on the socials
and get the details. We don't know quite how we're going to do that giveaway. It may be different than the last, but either way, got some good old Metroid giveaway.
We got some good old Metroid. It's exciting.
Nick, any last thoughts before we wrap up the show?
I hope everyone has a fantastic week.
Yes. Have a great week and stay safe. Stay safe for sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.